Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by a live stream. I appreciate it. Special live stream today. A lot of my subscribers are asking me, hey man, just at least have one live stream a month or something. And maybe I'll do that once or twice for everybody. I appreciate y'all support. Shout out to the NTZ crew. They've been on vacation. I really appreciate, man, y'all's work over the years. Shout out to my old heads, all my fourth quarter members. That's Q. What's up, man? When you gonna start having live streams? Any new viewers and subscribers join us today, and also anybody catching this on replay. The peso is 58.25. I think the last time I came on here, I was on, in a public arena. It was 56 something. So we're looking good on that end. I hope that they are getting cleaned up in northern Cebu because of that earthquake, man. There's been a lot of aftershocks. We had one yesterday. I didn't feel it. Maryland said we had one yesterday. I didn't feel it. What's up, Madoff? Well, y'all know we always have a topic. Today's topic is when men overvalue the coochie, things can get crazy and expensive. We're going to talk about that. And I know people are going to watch this, and it doesn't matter whether you're Deacon Clapcheeks or John Holmes, whichever side of that aisle you're on. Sex is natural. It's just as natural as breathing. And it's really time that we take the training wheels off, ladies and gentlemen. It's the basics that trip us up over here when we come to the Philippines. Yeah, the things that you least have to worry about. It's the bare bones of this place. Relationships are the bare bones of this place. But it trips us up over and over and over. And as long as one man is losing money, man, we got to talk about this stuff. It's sort of like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. A lot of the guys watching, if one of us is a monger, we're all a damn monger, okay? When you come over here. But y'all want to play this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde stuff. On the outside, yeah, you're this gentleman. Oh, I'm an officer and a gentleman. But you know good and well on the inside, you got a raging sex monster going on. So let's get real about it. I'm not here to play, man. I'm not going to be on here long today. But I want to talk about that because, sex is a badge of honor for men. My whole life has been, the men have been viewed as winners and losers based on their sexual conquest. If you're a ladies' man, then guess what? You're popular. If you don't have women, if you're shy or whatever it is, unattractive, or you're a loser. But let's get real today. Just for this next hour, let's get real. Because it seems to me like every man, once he gets off the plane over here, he becomes an alpha. You got 70-year-old men over here on YouTube and different things giving us advice about relationships. They fat, they out of shape, because everybody becomes an alpha once you get over here. You're only as good as your last relationship. Here's what I want you to do, and this is just to be true to yourself. Take out a picture of your last wife or girlfriend before you started dating Filipinos, before you started coming over here to the Philippines. And that'll give you, a view of who you really are. All of a sudden you come over here now and you're a world beater. We can get a true picture of who you were before you started coming to the Philippines. Take a look at that monster you were dating, Big Shirley, and all that. Okay? He said, this sounds like for men only. I'm in the background. Well, not really. Because the thing is, 93% of my viewers are men, Elect, and welcome to the chat. But it's the fact that men, we want sex more than women. Biologists say men want it every day, women want it about 7 days a month. But we're just talking about when we overvalue the vagina. Because I looked up the definition of vagina. I just wanted to see the scientific definition and why we go so crazy over it. But it says, what is a vagina? It says a stretchy, muscular tube located in a woman's pelvis. Okay, and according to the Canadian Cancer Society, there's 3 functions for the vagina. Number 1 is it's where the penis is inserted during vaginal sex, and it holds sperm until they pass into the uterus. Now, when I say stuff like a pussy ain't nothing unless a dick is stuck up in it, people get mad. But here's the science saying that. That's the number 1 function. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. It's nature, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now the second function is it provides a passageway for childbirth. And then 3, it provides a passageway for blood and mucosal tissue from the uterus to leave the body during a menstruation cycle. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, it's not for women to take pictures of and and put it on their wall and all that stuff. Men and women need each other. I don't know why we don't get along better. You got what I want, and I got what you want. We're perfect fit for each other. But we just want sex more. Hey, Rashard, thanks for that super chat. He said, once my case settled next year, I'm coming to the Philippines to see you. I got plans to go to other countries, but I get the feeling the Philippines is what? Is the one? Is that what you're saying? I actually had 2 friends, subscribers, they're friends of me now, come and visit me this last weekend. One's already gone. He's in Manila now on his way back home. And I know the feeling he's got. But yeah, let's talk about this today. Jude says, I promise the next time I go to the Philippines, I will not say the sex pet prayer midair. I'll be an honorable person and investigate the infrastructure over there. Yeah, I hear you. But see, that's what goes on over here. It's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You got, just like the new song that Blizzard Abroad made for me. It says, the freakiest people are the most religious people. They're the ones saying the sex pet prayer. Okay, I'm sorry. But if one of us is a monger, we're all monger, but get the picture out, remember, as we go through this. But before we get into this anymore, I want to talk about the video I did yesterday. It shocked a lot of people that men are buying the OFW contracts. They're buying these women out of their contracts. And I was like, Elad, I was sort of like in the background on that. I was like, I didn't know a whole lot about it, but I do have friends who've done that before. I just didn't know how expensive it was. This is one of the ways when we overvalue the coochie, okay? Now, like I said, on the lower end of the guys I know, he paid $150,000, he said. 150,000 pesos. That's a lot of money, okay? Then the other guy on the other end, he paid 500,000 pesos, okay? Now, listen to this. The Philippine Statistics Authority says that the average salary in the Philippines is $339 per month. Now imagine that. So if a woman is even got a job over here, let alone overseas, and you're earning $339 a month, how in the world would you ever be able to get out of a 500,000 peso contract? She's locked in. It won't happen. But because we overvalued that, okay, and we want it close by, we want it now and in a hurry, we'll go out of our minds to do something like that. There's a lot of people, go in the comments of that video, you'll see now that men they're getting honest. They're saying, yeah, I did it in 2016. I did it. You know, the average salary in the Philippines is 94% less than in America. So we bring that American thinking over here. And we think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that much. Yes, a lot of money. Buying freedom over here is very expensive. Overvaluing coochie over here is very expensive. Every horror story you ever heard stems from people overvaluing the vagina. That's all it is, you know. And all of these feminists out there and stuff like that, I'm not down grading women or anything like that. I'm just telling you that if you were born a woman and you have a vagina, that's really what it's for. It's not a trophy. It's like Willie D said, you can't take it to the pawn shop and get anything for it, you know. But before we go on, I want to just, because y'all think I'll be making this stuff up, man. Okay. I Googled it. I said, you know, why do men overvalue sex? He said 500,000. Hell no. Yeah, that must be some good vagina for 500,000. But a lot of us are doing that. And, you know, we'll never come to agreement on what is the right price to pay, because we come from, all men aren't the same. See, they think if you come over here in the Philippines, we're all the same. No, we come from all socioeconomic classes. CEOs, I know CEOs over here. I know stock boys over here, policemen, firemen. We run the gamut over here. So there's never going to be a consensus on what's the right way to do it. And your upbringing has a lot to do with it. But here's what the expert says. He says the tendency for some men to overvalue sex can be influenced by a variety of factors. And the first one was biology. You know, like I said, it's natural. A lot of times you can't help it. That testosterone, you know, is raging inside of you. That's probably why men want to have sexual relations more than women. But it says biology. It says testosterone can heighten sexual desire and the importance placed on sexual conquest. It means something to us. It's a badge of honor. You know, I'm a player. He said, my last girlfriend is looking good. But see, that's what I put down here. I said, you're only as good as your last relationship. But, you know, we want to see it. We want to see the picture. We want to see how good she looks. Okay, because if you had a damn piece, this is what I wrote down here, before coming here, you're going to do better with the money, Derek. You're going to do better. You're not going to be a victim of your low self-esteem, like a lot of men are when they come over here. Okay? And start, you know, burning up money the minute you step off the tarlac from overspending, overpaying every damn thing. You go from driving a Volkswagen, then all of a sudden they take you to a Lamborghini car lot. You ain't gonna know what to do. You don't know how much a Lamborghini costs. But anyway, all men, if you're watching this right now, we pay for sex one way or the other, indirectly. Because like I said, a lot of us, I'm gonna get back to it, but we pay for it indirectly. When you're courting the woman, marriage, okay, because you're whining and dining these women, you know, with the expectation of sex in the end, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're financially responsible for our wives. So you pay for it. you know, he said, nothing's free. Yeah, biology was the first one. Then they said cultural. See, this is a big one right here because it says societal expectations often equate masculinity with sexual prowess. And it can lead to men feeling pressure to prioritize sexual conquest. This is where we get the winners and losers. If I'm a ladies' man, I'm a winner. If I'm some shy, you know, uh, Pee Wee Herman type, I'm a loser. This is what society tells us. So we prioritize it. We overvalue it. I gotta have a woman. And then I gotta have the best woman. My woman's gotta look better than yours. She gotta be smarter. She gotta have more education. She's gotta earn more money. Then we start doing all this, man. Y'all gonna learn today. If one of us is a monger, we're all a damn monger. I don't want to hear that stuff. You get these Christian guys on here, these religious guys on here, and they want to try to knock you. Sex is just as natural as breathing. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. And you're no different. You're Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Come over here with that Bible under your arm, and you know good and well you're undressing the woman the minute you see it. And it feels crazy when you got daughters because you know some other man is going to look at your daughter like that. Imagine the shock as we grow up, our hormones is raging, and you realize your father is looking at your mother like that. I might even be looking at her now like that. And he's blowing her back out. You know, that's a strange feeling when you come, that's a come to Jesus moment. When you realize my father's blowing my mama's back out in there. Yeah, they're doing more than in there sleeping. But that's just nature. But we overvalue it. What's up, Icy? Welcome to the chat. He said, you're Dr. Jekyll in the Philippines for sure. Yeah, Mr. Hyde. These guys ain't going to convince me that, oh, they're over here for the scuba diving and the skyline in Manila and all of that. Palawan, the underground caves. It's the nappy dugout. And that's where all your troubles start. But it's time to take off the training wheel because the very thing that trips us up shouldn't trip us up. That's the least thing you should be worried about. That's the bare bones of the Philippine experience as a relationship. It is a lot to do over here. But we can't even get to first base. Let's come over here with training wheels on. You know. Yeah, they in there knocking boots. It's a crazy feeling when you realize that. When I was about, I don't know how old I was. I had to have been no more than about 9 years old or something. And 10. My mother, you know, my stepfather came around when I was about that age. And the house that we were in, my mother's bedroom was in the front of the house. So you kind of like to walk through there to go, well, it was two sides of the house. You could go on the regular side through the living room or through my mother's room. Well, I'm about 9 or 10. I come through my mother's room going outside because I'm thinking everybody's outside, which they were. Well, he's in there knocking boots. But both of them got their eyes closed so they couldn't see me. And, you know, my life has never been the same since after that. It was crazy, man. I never looked at my stepfather. I never looked at him the same again after that. What's up, Ron? But yeah, biology, culture, and then here's the other one, psychological. It says sexual activity can serve as a means of validation or self-esteem. See, that's why you get guys over here that's 70, 75 years old. They fat, they out of shape, they on YouTube giving you relationship advice. Because now all of a sudden, they're the big man on campus. They come over here and now they're getting something that eluded them for so many years. Remember, go back to that picture of your last wife or your girlfriend. And now they got all the answers now for you as far as the relationship is concerned. Y'all see them. Y'all see the same people I see. Okay, they're giving you dating advice over here. Because now all of a sudden, they equate sex and having a girlfriend, certainly a younger, attractive woman, that's validation. It raises their self-esteem. They're alphas now. They never uttered that word alpha out of their mouth until they start coming over here. Now they're 10 foot tall. The media plays a big part in us overvaluing sex and going crazy and spending all our money because it says unrealistic standards and expectations of sex, leading men to overvalue its importance. It's really not that important, but it is in your mind. We can't control it. He said they suddenly feel like they have purpose. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I watch the same videos y'all do. And you're looking at this guy, because like when I made the video the other day, I love the China about men being the prize. I'm still getting pushback. But the guys who are giving me pushback, they make my case for me. Look at them. Dude, the only one reason you got a woman is because you over here. Don't nobody want you in your country. I'm sorry, they don't want you at all. Nobody. Even Big Shirley don't want some of these guys. But they'll say I'm wrong. I'm just giving my opinion. But they make my case for me. You're going to say it's not true, but yet you over here with a woman, any woman, because nobody wants you over there. Okay? So you come over here and now all of a sudden you go crazy. And then next thing you know, you spent all your money. You had your retirement stolen. But media, man, media, including social media, watching these men over here with these women, oh, they in bikinis on the beach, oh, look at me, look what I got. You can have it too. Y'all gonna learn today. I'm tired of playing. I watch this thing. I'm gonna do a live stream once a month just to give y'all something to watch. I've been trying to watch these live streams. I can't watch them. They don't have nothing to say. They're going line to line. I'm gonna be like Shadua Sanders today. I'm just as good as those big bloggers out there, ladies and gentlemen. I should be starting. Okay? Y'all see what's out there, but YouTube is a popularity contest. That's all it is. But I'm just as good as those guys out there, if not better. Put me out there. Give me a chance. If YouTube put me on the algorithm, I can do it. I'm just like Shadua Sanders. They're going to knock the man for having confidence in himself. What's he supposed to say? Oh, I'm not ready. The man is ready. He said, it's true. Big Shirley don't even want me over here. At least you're honest. Now all of a sudden, guys, we got all the answers now. But if you're joining us, the peso is 58.25. And the topic today is when men overvalue the coochie. Things can get crazy and expensive. Okay? I want you to bear this in mind. The Philippine Statistic Authority, not Sunshine Shoulders, said the average salary over here, that's the average salary, 339 US dollars per month. The average salary in the Philippines is 94% less than the USA. I want you to know that because now you got something to weigh it against versus the money you're spending when you coming over here. Do you blame the women? I wouldn't work either. Okay? If I've got some man that's going to come over here and value me more than he values himself and going to give me probably 5 times more than what the average salary is, he's going to give me more in the end of the day. Okay, Icy, take care. I think this is for the men, because y'all don't really want the truth anyway. You know, there's a little bit of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in all of us. We smile and, you know, we're paying women for sex, but we'll disguise it as a relationship or marriage. Okay? Guys swear they don't want to get married again. Come right over here and get married in 2 weeks. Okay? That's why they don't like me, because, you know, I pull the sheet from over their head. I expose them. So they don't want to hear, they don't want to hear from me. I don't see anything wrong with it, simply because, hey, C. Jones, thanks for that super sticker. Let me see what this is. Let me find it. I don't see anything wrong with it because you're going to pay for it indirectly anyway. But all these gurus, you know, these Andrew Tates and all that, they act like they're not paying. They are paying. They're not even following the instructions they're giving you. They're paying one way or the other. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no difference between a Joe and a John. The only thing is, John takes the shortcut. Us Joes, we take the long way to get the same damn thing. But it's time that we stop spending so much money over here on the vagina, because that's what you're spending it on. It's just a stretchy, muscular tube. That's what the scientists said. Now, what is a vagina? A stretchy, muscular tube. But we give it value. The woman gives it value. The media gives it value. And it blows it up. We overvalue it. It only has 3 functions. How can it be so damn important? Talk to me in the comments. How can it be so important if it only got 3 functions? That's all it can do. But we want to take pictures of it and put it on the damn mantelpiece. All you gurus out there, take a look at the picture of your ex before you start dating Filipinas. Okay? Get it out right now. Go through your phone and look at it so you can get a true picture of who you really are. You're not this big bad alpha guy that comes over here. You don't have all the answers all of a sudden. We're trying to help each other. See? That's what we're trying to do. You used to drive in a Volkswagen, then you get over here and you got a Lamborghini. You don't even know how to put gas in the damn thing. But we're trying to tell you, we've been driving Lamborghinis for years now, and y'all don't want to hear it. But yeah, we ain't even talking about prostitution. It's not what we're talking about. Everybody knows it's the oldest profession. 4,000 years ago in the temples of Mesopotamia, women been offering themselves to men in exchange for something. That's not what we're talking about, really. We're talking about indirectly. You know, if a man's going to pay $500,000 to buy out an OFW contract, that's overvaluing something. Whatever you want to call it, that's overvaluing something. Okay, it's not worth that at all. Now, if my woman's in the hospital and she got a doctor bill that's $500,000, sign me up for that. I'm going to pay that. But if she's not going to if she's not going to hold I stand up to the commitment overseas. What makes you think she's going to be committed to me? Or you think I'm going to pay for an annulment? If you only getting one side of the story, if the marriage didn't work out with that man who has everything in common with her, what makes you think it's going to work out for you? But guys get on here, they want to put me down like I'm catering to mongers. We're all mongers. You're a damn monger. If you coming over here for a relationship, you're a monger. I don't care what you say. I can look right through you. If I'm a monger, we're all mongers. But it has nothing to do with that for real. It's biology, ladies and gentlemen. But sometimes you got to be able to control that and don't lose your mind. Maybe that comes with time. I don't know. But we're not all the same. They want to put us all in the same basket. Some men have a history of dying pieces. But all that's going to do is save you money. It's not going to make you different over here. Because it doesn't matter. 18 to 80, blind, crippled, crazy. I was trying to tell this to a guy the other day. Dude, you're not going to get anything better than me. Okay, you're young. You're 30. You got a six-pack. But you ain't got no money. Yeah, but you're not going to get anything different than what I'm getting over here. It's only in your mind that you think you're better. Oh, I don't need to come over there and pay any money. How you going to get over here then? They're not giving free trips to the Philippines. But guys seem to want to think that, oh, I'm young. I'm handsome. I can come over there and then I'm going to want the same thing from me as they want from you. Dummy, I'm telling you that they will. That your looks don't matter. Your age don't matter. Okay? Are you old enough to apply for the visa? Do you got a pension or something like that? Okay? Come on, let's get real today. Let's get real today. But really, the reason why things aren't going to change, the price is going to keep going up, things are going to get worse because of the male demand. Okay? That's why the demand is so strong. Yeah, that's why. People in the comments, oh, foreigners are going to mess it up. No, it's always been that way. This isn't anything new. But the male demand is what keeps this thing going strong. It's never going to stop, never going to cease. I remember I gave a Filipino, remember, average salary is $339 per month. That's if they got a real job, a good job. Most of the women that you're going to come in contact with aren't going to be making anywhere near that. Maybe half that. I gave a woman $5,000 one time and she said it wasn't enough. I knew then something had changed. Okay, well, give me my money back. But another reason, let me keep going down with the reasons. We did biology, culture, psychology, media, and there's this personal relationships. How you were raised, your upbringing, and your past experiences, it says, can shape attitudes towards sex, leading to emphasis on its importance. See, we put the importance on it, not the woman. Women don't even really want sex. They want it, but we want it a whole lot more than them. So that's why I tell you, women over here, they're just going about their own business. They're not bothering anybody. They're minding their own business. And we come over here and rattle their cage and say, hey, I want to change your life. And then there's like, okay, thank you. Because Dong over here can't do it. They want to be with Dong. Okay, that's who they want. But he can't change their life. But you can. So you give them more money, you overvalue what they have to offer. So you give them more money than they can even dream about having. That they would even know to ask you for. But yeah, personal experiences. And then the last thing is, a lot of times we just want to be in a relationship, and it says to assert control within a relationship. To some of us, sex is control. That's what it is. I mean, let's just be honest. That's why I'm blowing her back out, and all that stuff like that. But men and women need each other. I'm trying to wait for this. See, Jones is still on here. I can't read it, and it's not going anywhere, but it will in a minute. It usually takes a while because I can't see the comments. That's why I don't like using this phone. I'm gonna have to get me a new webcam because my other webcam that I ordered from Amazon when I was in America, it went bad on me. Hell, the audio went out. But another reason why we overvalue the coochie is because of unfulfilled appetite for sex, love, or romance. See, that leads to overvaluing the coochie. A lot of the men, I'm going to say 98% of us that come over here have an unfulfilled appetite for sex, love, or romance. That's why you come over here. They say it when you hear them on these interviews and stuff. They'll say something like, "Oh, I'm tired of the women over there," or "I just didn't want a Western woman and their attitudes and everything like that. I want a traditional wife." What they're really saying is their sex life, their love life, their romantic relationships are unfulfilled. That's what they're saying. So they're willing to pay anything, man. I've seen it with my own eyes. Men are willing to pay anything. They're willing to go to any length to marry or to date a woman over here. But it's not just here. They got the stories in Colombia, Brazil, Thailand, the DR. But Derek Casanova said something in my comments. He said, I never heard something like, I'm paraphrasing. Uh, they don't do that kind of stuff over in Thailand or wherever it is. He said, I never heard of men doing the crazy things anywhere else that they do in the Philippines. And I said, yeah, because the Philippines in a lot of ways is a unicorn. Imagine you're going to buy a woman's contract out and she got a job. She got a purpose. She's paying to take care of her family over here and everything like that. But you're going to buy the contract out. So now she don't have a job. So now not only did you buy the contract out, now you got to take care of her and the family. Where else are they doing that around the world? I don't know if they're doing that anywhere but here. That we take on that type of just unnecessary expense, you know. And what I don't know won't hurt me, but I know a woman has been married if she's asking me to pay for an annulment. See, these things that I was talking about on that video, man, go back and watch that video. You're liable to run into when you get over here. They're basically imprison the women that we're dealing with. They're locked in. The OFW contract, until she works that contract all the way to the end, she's locked in. And most of them keep on working it because they don't want to come back here. They can't get a job here. And I seen somebody in the comments, oh, I live in the UAE. They can terminate the contract at any time. Duh, yeah, but then they got to pay that money, dummy. Sure, they can quit. How they going to get back home? You don't even realize the amount of money that's invested in OFWs before they even step foot on your soil, dummy. But can't nobody tell y'all nothing. Y'all know every damn thing. Yeah. And see, I broke down here, many of us, because of our predicament, and no pun intended, okay, feel we have to pay absorbent prices for female companionship because we look in the mirror every day. She must want my money. I have to pay her. Why else would she want to be with me? See, everything that I talk about, they validate that by their life experience here. So they can say, oh, he's talking crazy. I'm not talking crazy. Most of us are victims of our low self-esteem. So when we get her, we just start burning up money. I mean, like it's growing on trees. Overpaying for every damn thing. Overspending. But then when somebody comes out and says, hey, man, let me give you the nitty gritty. Here's what's really going on over here. Besides all the other stuff. Because this is a training wheel stuff what we're talking about. And we've been talking about this for 5 years since I've been on here. And they've been talking about it before I even had a YouTube channel. Guys, that's the training wheels. Relationships are. That's the bare bones over here. You got to get past that in order for you to have any success over here in the Philippines. But y'all just keep on riding with your training wheels on. You know, I see the guys. I told y'all on these my members only on my Patreon. I say, okay, you see these happy-go-lucky vloggers over here. Pretty soon, it's going to come back to relationships. You can't be on YouTube in the Philippines and not talk about relationships. And you see it. You got to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to be relevant. Nobody's going to click on that. Okay? I'm sorry. So, when men overvalue coochie, things can get crazy and expensive. Every horror story you hear over here is because we've overvalued the vagina. That stretchy, muscular tube. That's all it is. I call it a slot machine. Every woman has a slot machine between her legs. That's all it is. It's a slot machine. You gambling. I can't see y'all's this super chat is on here and I can't see it. I can't see it. See, once it disappears, I'll be able to see your comments. I can't see your comments, man. It's crazy. That's this, this mobile app. But yeah, what we should do, we should collude on what we're going to do over here, on the prices we're going to pay. But how are we going to come up to some consensus? How are we going to do that? When we're so different, our circumstances is different, our upbringing is different, our money's different, so it's out of whack. It's never going to go back to the way it used to be. It's only going to keep going up and up and up because the demand is so strong. The demand is so strong. I forgot to look up. Somebody look it up for me. How often do men even think about sex? Hey, Jeffrey Tyler, thanks for that super chat. He says, we appreciate the real nitty gritty, Cal. Keep it going. Hey, thank you, man. I know you over here. And it's not for the scuba diving equipment. Will you get some new scuba diving equipment, Jeffrey? Now, he's a Thailand guy. Since y'all want to talk about Thailand versus the Philippines, he's saying, oh, well, I'd rather have the Philippines. It's such a childish argument anyway. I'm not going to waste any more time on my time doing that. Hell, I saw they always talk about the infrastructure. Hell, the whole damn street fell in the other day over in Thailand. But yeah, has anybody got a picture of their ex on here right now that we can give everybody a laugh this morning? Because we know who we were dating before we got over here. You wouldn't be trying to come over here if you got a history of dime pieces. I'm sorry. But that's the whole thing about the societal thing. You know, it's a badge of honor, okay? You're not getting anything different than me. Even if you are getting it for free, it's still the same thing I'm getting. You're not getting anything better. But that's what we stand on. Look at me. Look at the woman I got. Get a picture of your wife or your girlfriend before you start dating Filipinas. That'll bring you down to earth, man. That's going to humble you. Okay? You get a clear picture of who you really are. You're not this alpha that you're making everybody think you are. Everybody's an alpha. The minute they get off the damn uh, plane. Where else have you seen it other than the DR, Colombia, Brazil, Thailand, and Philippines, where you got 70-year-old men out of shape giving you dating advice? Where? You don't see it anywhere else. But then if I make a video that says, men are the diamond, we're the prize, we're the catch in these countries, because of obvious reasons. Oh, no, Cal, it's not true. You're putting people down. No, I'm telling you the truth. That's what it is for obvious reasons. They don't want to hear it. We're paying women for sex and companionship, and we're disguising it as relationships and marriage. That's all it is. So all these top gurus on here, these alphas and giving all this male advice, they're doing the same thing, guys. They've got the same biology as you do. That's why they don't impress me. They don't impress me. Those guys got y'all food. They don't have me food. That testosterone is just as, I guess it is, as anybody else's. No different than anybody else's. It doesn't make them special. But this is crazy, man. With these, see, this phone is so screwed up. I can't see the comments. And I guess it's just going to sit there. Let me see if I can get rid of it. I don't think I can. Let's see. Yeah, I can't see it. It'll get off there in a minute. Hey, D-Sack, thanks for that super chat. He said, people want to see your downfall, Cal. You got the most views from the video she left me. Yeah, that's crazy, right? But that's, I already told y'all, if you want to get views on YouTube, it usually has to do something negative. They don't want to hear anything positive. They don't want to know how you change your life over here, how you change the lives of somebody else. They always want the bad news. I got that title really from a guy. He was like, make a video on why you break up with Filipinas. And I was like, well, that's so basic. I'm not going to do that, but I can make something, because the reason why is it's usually money. Okay, some unreasonable request that they made or some promise you made that you can't keep. But yeah, I don't know what people get out of wanting to see anybody's downfall. It's too late though. People don't realize we're all connected, man. We're all related. And seeing my downfall, somebody else is just going to rise up. That just comes from self-hate. But they've been waiting around for a long, long time, man. Successful black men trigger some people. That's all it is. That's the only thing I can come up with. And we're in a time in America right now where race is so bad. It's always been bad, but it's really bad now. It's really just out of control now. And a white friend of mine, Mark, he's a dog trainer outside of Chicago. He said, Cal, they hate you because you're a black man with an opinion. This guy is way more successful than me, but he can see it. There's no reason for people to hate on you the way that they hate on me. Hell, I'm not even the biggest blogger over here. I'm far from it. But it doesn't bother me because as long as they keep that stuff on a distance, they fine. They're never gonna run up on me like that, man, talking crazy, man. They know where I am. I was stupid enough to give people my address. If they ever come to my house, they'll have a rude awakening. So keep on making those videos, be all in the comments and stuff. All you want. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. It's crazy though, you know. But it comes from self-hate. You know, people want to be famous, man. They want their 15 minutes of fame. And a lot of times that's the best they can do is to, get it off somebody else's back. But I've been over here long enough to know we need each other, man. Okay, don't nobody else tell you that. I'm going to tell you. If you have a problem over here, the only people that's going to help you, or who can help you, more than likely, are going to be your fellow expats or, tourists over here. Are there exceptions? Absolutely. But when Broke John went broke, you see, it was Paul that came to his rescue. And so many other people. Derek Q helping people. These are expats. But yet, them guys take a lot of unnecessary slander and libel, because people want to, come up on your back. But uh, y'all be shocked. But anyway, let's get back to the because pretty soon these are gonna drop off. I think because I don't know what this is with StreamYard. That's why I don't like using it really. The next one, either next Tuesday or the Tuesday after, I just use YouTube. And even though it'll be vertical, at least I can see your comments. I can't even see comments on here. Crazy, man. Let me see something. Yeah. But I wasn't gonna be on here long anyway. I appreciate y'all support. When I get a chance, I'm gonna put out the date for my next meet and greet, which is gonna be here in St. Carlos City. If you're around Dumagetti on, I believe, when does that festival start? 16th or something? In Dumagetti, there's a festival that's coming up later on this month. If you what? I know, yeah, that's right. But the one in Bacala first, it's a big one too. It's almost like uh, it's called the Mascara Festival. It's like the Mardi Gras in New Orleans. It's coming, and then they've got one in Dumagetti coming at the end of the month, and then of course in January it's a real big one, the Sinulog in Cebu. But then they got one in Iloilo. But when is that? Yeah, there's a festival here. When November? November what? First week of November. Yeah. Because I don't think this his super chat's gonna leave. It's just gonna stay there, and it won't let the comments go up, man. So I'm not gonna sit on here and blab and waste y'all's time, man. But thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers. all your support for Sunshine Shows, all your thumbs up. I'm gonna have my Patreon members live stream in the morning on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, my members only. But I'll come back on here next Tuesday on YouTube. So look for that, guys. Take care.